Yan, para makakapera sila yung agroforestry. And in fact, I have here Sylvia Ordonez. Is she here? Yes. Okay, here, this is Sylvia Ordonez. She used to be head of TLRC. Yeah, she's a really good business person. I'm a firm believer in business. You know, my family is a business family, and you don't want to give money again and again, yeah? You have to make money, okay? So we're going to work with her and with Nikki Perlas. Where's Nikki? Yes. We want to do business, okay? I want the communities to make money. So in response to your question, if you stop the mining there, because they're destroying in the environment, I guarantee you, on the first year, ay nako, talagang their lives are going to go up big time. If you stop destroying in the environment, you can sell beauty, you know? Pwedeng ibenta yung kagandahan ng lugar. Now you tell me, maganda ba ang Mindanao o maganda? Ay, saksakan na maganda. Grabe talaga, pwedeng ibenta ko. It's so beautiful, okay? I know GMA is here, but ABS has TFC, the Filipino channel. I can sell Mindanao, man. Everybody will come here, okay? But I want to make it that the community benefits, okay? All right. Yes,
Good afternoon, Secretary Lopez. Ma'am, the director of the NEDA, National Economic Development Authority here, Lourdes Lin, said she already wrote DENR recommending that the small-scale mining industry in the region be organized and regulated, since it's one of the most problematic sector, the small-scale mining, because they are not regulated. And also another one is they have the tendency to sell their raw ores to the black market instead of the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas. Do you plan to issue a policy on this?
We will assess. Okay, but my non-negotiable stand is the common good. I will not allow any kind of operation, whether it be small scale or large scale, when nagdudusa ang komunidad. None. And then those are policy issues which have to be assessed. Okay, anything else?
This is Germelina from the Inquirer here.
I can't see you.
I'm sorry.
Okay, darling, yeah.
I just want to go back to aerial spray. You said that you're going to issue policy on against aerial spray.
If it's scientifically found that the aerial spray is damaging big time the health of the population there, it shouldn't be allowed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would be in the form of an administrative order. And when are you going to issue it?
It will be in the form of an administrative order. Okay. You must don't make headlines like that. You always say, like, if you have to follow rule of law. Okay. But if in the process of investigation it is found and proven scientifically that aerial spray is damaging in a big way the lives of the people, it shouldn't be allowed. But we will follow the rule of law, okay? If it's damaging the environment, and for me, very important is the health of the people. It's also, I was told, damaging the environment. It's killing the, it's killing the agricultural land, okay? In the same way as palm oil, yeah, which is killing the agricultural land, flattening the landscape. We want Mindanao to be for Mindanaoans, and we want it to benefit, and for it to benefit talagang kailangan alagaan. Okay.
Do you have a timetable for that, ma'am?
I don't think it will take long, no, within this month, by August, okay?
I have another question.
Yeah.
I think this might be beyond your, I'm just wondering if, is there something that the government can do to address the killings of environment activists and anti-mining activists?
Just in general, but no, there are no. I'm just joking. I'm teasing. Well, you know, I really have the commitment of the Armed Forces of the Philippines, and then the police, and then the DILG. That's very, very powerful, right? My God, if I have the police, the military, parang I should be able to stop all of those illegal things, di ba? The killing of environmental activists. I should be able to do that. Okay. I mean, not me, no? I mean, we should be able to do that, yes.
Any other questions from this side? Yes,
Okay.
Can we hand over the mic, please? To the lady over there.
Good afternoon, ma'am. I'm Lulu from Philippines News Agency. Ma'am, may we know what's this MOA that you will be signing with PNP Chief and the Army?
It's MOA that in essence commits, that the police force commits and the military commits to assist DENR in the protecting of the resources of the country. They commit, including the ILG, that they will not allow any kind of illegal activity which adversely affects the lives of our people. That's in essence what it is. It's a strong force for the environment. The ILG, the PNP, the AFP, wow, it's very, very powerful. Okay, and just to let you know that we're putting out a website, full transparency, what I'm doing with the money, how much we're spending for admin, whatever, and then all the things we're doing. I'm even considering putting my diary to tell me, this is what I felt, and I'm so happy, and I went this, naku, umiyak ako. What do you think about that? No? A blog, what do you think? Is that a good idea? By DNR Secretary, I'll tell you what I feel, what I see. What do you think? Yeah? Okay, but full transparency, everything, up to the last centavo, what we're doing with everything, okay? Yeah, so you'll know everything. So you might not even have to go to the press con anymore, you just go to the website. And the website is interactive. So you'll be able to say, Mom, why don't you do this? Oh my God, why don't you go here? Voila, it's gonna be interactive. We will have that up in 2 weeks max, okay? And we'll let you know.
Just follow up on the MOA, ma'am. Does this mean that you will be creating a team to monitor all the mining areas?
Yeah.
Or other environmental
Yes, of course. I think, do we have Louis? Is Louis Jacinto here? Louis, okay, this is our MGV head, and in front of everyone, he committed. You know, he's from Mindanao, and he used to be the planning officer of Duterte. I think, how long have you known him, Louis? 20 years or something? And he has committed in no uncertain terms that he will make sure that the mining industry, he's not committed to any mine, he's only committed to God and country. So, Louis, you wanna come here? Okay, do you see Louis? His name is Louis Jacinto. Okay. If there's anything wrong with any mine, you tell me, I'm gonna... Louis, why did you allow this? Okay, now, because Louis just came on August 18. When did you come on, Louis? August 1. Okay, so that means for 3 weeks, Leo had already started the audit. So I asked Louis if it's okay with him if Leo just finishes the audit kasi naumpisahan na niya. Okay, but after the audit, then it is Louis' task to make sure that whatever mines pass the audit and stay there, he will make, and he's very strict, correct? Louis, are you strict? He's also a baton. Yeah, he will make sure for God and country that these mines must perform well, correct? Yes, okay.
So does this mean, ma'am, after the audit, this team that you will be, DNR, police and army, will be the one to implement whatever recommendations?
If it's illegal logging, then you have to get the police, di ba? If it's something na may topak talaga, baka you need the military. So as need basis, yeah, when it's needed. Yes, sir.
Ma'am Gina, I'm very happy to hear that you're going to come into an agreement with the military because of the particular problems that we've had here in Mindanao. And on the one hand, the problem has been the mines, because when we look at our IPs, our indigenous peoples, and they try to exert their rights over their indigenous, their ancestral domains. The mines intrude into the ancestral domains. Now, what has been the experience is that when the people complain, the military protect the mines, all right? And because the military protect the mines, the NPA protect the people.
Yes.
And when the NPA protect the people, the Lumad are hurt because the military get their manpower from the Lumad and the NPA get their manpower from the Lumad.
Yeah. It's crazy.
The
Yeah.
key problem is the mines.
That's right.
So
That's right.
I'm very happy that you're addressing this problem. Okay, thank you very much. You might want to.
Ay, naku, I love Father Joel.
Mahal mo ba siya? He's sobrang magaling. Okay. So I totally understand. I mean, you can feel his heart, no? When the Lumads came and they told me, minimilitarize ang place natin, parang ginagawa silang bodyguard, you know, the mining company. So I talked, I think, was it that day? I think that day, I called up General Bong Visaya, and I said, Bong, my God, you know, can you just stop this, the militarization? And he agreed. Okay, so we have a new administration, and this administration is committed to the public good. And in fact, I texted him the other day, and I told him, Bong, ano kaya kung mag-agriculture na lang sila? Yung military, you know, they can help the farmers, di ba? Change their image. So let's see, and I want to thank you, Father Joel, for that question. And in fact, when we signed the MOA on Monday, I will ask General Bong Visaya to make a statement addressing that concern, because that is a very key concern. You know, the use of the military to protect business interests as opposed to protecting the people. The problem here is this, you know, what the military, I mean, I don't want to say they don't think, but the military, what they do is they protect the law. Okay, so the problem is when the mining company has been allowed to be there legally, the mining company's been allowed to be there legally, so then they just protect that, sorry, you know, they're protecting the law. Okay, so but if we shift that and we say that mining operation, because it's caused great suffering, is suspended and is no longer allowed to be, then the military shouldn't be bodyguards anymore, di ba? Okay, so we will shift that. But I think the time has come to shift the image. Is Ernie here? Ernie, what do you think of that, no? It's the image of the military, Ernst, no? Like, huh? We have to shift the image of the military from being bodyguards of selfish business interests into actually protectors of the people. And then if I think if President Duterte can work in that way, we will, huh? No? Okay. All right. Okay. Anything else?
We have one more question.
One more, one last.
Yes, before we... Yes,
Yeah.
somebody pass the mic, please. Thank you. Yes, ma'am. Go ahead.
Ma'am, good afternoon po. Zaya Capistrano from Davao Today. Clarify ko lang, ma'am.
From Davao, what?
Davao Today po.
Okay.
What will you do po with the Philippine Mining Act? Will it be reviewed or...
It must be reviewed. It's a really, I mean, can I tell them what you said, Father Joel? Can I tell them that? Are you sure? Okay, you know, Father Joel sobrang matapang, you know. You know what he says about the Philippine Mining Act? He says it's treason. Treason! You want to explain that?
Thank you, Ma'am Gina. The Philippine Mining Act is, in my view, treason because the minerals, the Constitution of the Philippines says that the minerals belong to the state, meaning that the minerals belong to the people, all right? Now, this Philippine Mining Act has been hailed all over the world as progressive because it's being hailed all over the world by the miners. It's the miners' interests that have pushed and have supported this Philippine Mining Act of 1995. If you are a landowner and you have a garden in your backyard and somebody tells you there's a gold treasure in the backyard, and you call somebody, please help me find the gold treasure. What happens to through the Philippine Mining Act is somebody goes in and digs for the treasure and pays the government an excise tax for the digging activity. An excise tax of 2.5% on the digging activity, and then when the treasure comes out, that person brings the treasure away. What happened to the landowner? What happened to the people? The Philippine Mining Act of 1995 allows foreigners to come in and take our minerals away free.
Treason! Write that
It's
down.
treason. It should never have been passed.
Treason!
It's not in the interests of the country. And finally, I think, under this president, under Gina Lopez, I think it's time for all of us to demand that this treasonous bill be finally repealed and replaced with a bill that is in the interests of the Filipino people.
Let's give a round of applause.
We'll have two more questions before before we end the session because Miss Gina and Father hasn't had their lunch yet. So
Have you eaten na?
yes. So yeah, can we have just two more? Yes, ma'am and sir. Go ahead, ma'am. Sorry. Yes, ladies first.
Ma'am, may we know po kung meron po ba kayong move to review all the issued permits po sa mga coal-fired power plant companies, especially po dito sa Mindanao, knowing that the balance mix po dito, generation mix is dominated by those coming from the coal-fired power plant. So, what will be the move of DENR now po? Saka, what will be your plan in the future to ensure na ma-attain po yung 50-50 generation mix po?
I have talked to Secretary Cusi, okay, and then he agrees with me that the move towards renewable is the right thing to do, okay, because in my assessment of existing coal plants, we did a study on 4, and in the coal plants that we did a study on, the people suffer, their health deteriorates, they earn less money, it's bad for the environment. What's happening here is the community around, the poor people, are paying the cost of cheap energy. So it's not really cheap. It's just that the poor are subsidizing the cost because the coal plants are not paying the cost of negative externalities. Naintindihan mo ba yan? They're not paying the cost of health, of the economy, of the destruction of the environment. Wala yan sa bayan, So it's cheap parang. Okay, and then in addition to that, coal, if you've seen Semirara, your heart will bleed. Semirara, it's killed hundreds of hectares of mangroves, affected thousands of seaweed farmers. That's an ecotourism site. So why will why will we limit ourselves to dirty energy which makes people suffer? And why don't we go for solar, which is free? And then, but we have to, no, it's not expensive. In Dubai, solar is now 1 peso and 30 centavos. In India, solar is cheaper than diesel. Renewable is getting there, okay? So I'm not keen on limiting ourselves to coal because once you say yes, you're stuck with it for 25 years. Okay? So why don't we go for renewable? So, but the thing of Secretary Cusi is this. And this is his thing, so I don't want to go against his policies. So be careful when you write the article, Don't make me, I just said that I feel that the renewable energy is the way for this country to go because we have access to geothermal, to solar, to wind. Okay, so this was the concern of Secretary Cusi. We must, he cannot afford brownouts. That's what he said. If we shift towards renewable, we must make sure that renewable he calls it base load. Okay, so we're moving in that direction. In fact, I already asked him, Secretary, is it all right if I try all renewable in certain places? Just to show that it can be done. So actually, I want to do it in Palawan, and we're going to see if we can do it in Guimaras, just to show na pwede pala. Because in Negros, Negros is run only on renewable, geothermal and solar. So, pwede pala, di ba? So, I think if we do it in places, we'll see where we can go.
But is there a move po for the review of the issued permits po?
Excuse me, we will review the permits. We will not only review the permits, we will review operations. Okay, and if they haven't started construction yet, because once they start construction, it's hard to stop it na, no? But the coal plants that have been given permits but haven't started construction yet. Wait, don't write this because they might start construction. Okay, but if they haven't started, should you write it or should you not? Because they might start construction. Okay, you think about, basta if they, should I say that? Oh, yan. Said, the lawyer said, if they haven't started construction in 5 years, pwede natin i-cancel according to the law. O, lapse na. Automatic na yan. Okay. Wait, Nikki wants to say something on...
Okay, there's a myth that solar energy cannot be base load. And that's a very common argument, but there has been revolutions in the technology of solar, which is one of the fastest energy sector, and coal is declining globally. So I don't know why we're going to coal when they are now constructing plants in the United States of over 1,000 megawatts, solar base load, because there's already a revolution on the battery technology, which was the problem with solar before. So I think we should not be fixated on old technologies that are 20th century, when the 21st century technology is much cleaner, greener, and so on. So we will be exploring those possibilities.
In fact, my cousin told me the other day they were able to fly a plane on solar. Oh. Around the world. Yeah? Imagine that, huh? Yeah, okay.
Okay, thank you very much. Unfortunately, we no longer have time. We need to wrap up. There's another event happening at the Martin Hall, and they need to take a
You put
break.
the email, actionkalikasan at, what is it? DNR.gov.ph. That's the email, so you can know. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for joining the session. Thank you, Ms. Lopez. Father